My name is Nompendula Shabangu, and welcome to yet another episode of Business Unearthed, where we talk all things business, where we talk all things women, women who are doing really phenomenal things in this world. And I'm very much excited for today's guest, as usual. And because I've already introduced myself, I will give her the honor of going ahead to introduce herself, because I know that she'll do that best. How are you?
I'm good. How's yourself?
I'm good, thank you. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Chowy Boikanyo. I'm the owner and director of Chowy Luxury Inn, and of course the new baby Chowy's Cafe. I am 41 and I turned 41 yesterday.
Oh wow!
So I'm 41. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm an aunt, and of course I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes. Happy birthday to
Thank
you.
you.
I hope that you celebrated well, but you said you're not feeling
I
well.
wasn't feeling so good.
Yeah,
But I'm
hope you're
fine
feeling
now.
better
Yeah,
today.
I'm
Thank you
okay.
so much, Chowy, for accepting the invitation and just for sharing your story with us. I really believe that it will be inspirational. We're all about just practicality when it comes to business. There's so many women, so many people who are wanting to venture into business, and we think that it's a good idea for them to be able to see the real picture. As
At
real
least
as
to
you
hear
can
from
get.
us, yes.
Tell us about yourself. Who is Chowy? Where is Chowy from?
Yes, I'm from Bobono. I was born and raised in Bobono. I did all my schooling in Bobono, and my tertiary gaps just like everybody else. And I'm an accountant by profession.
Okay.
Yes, I worked for the government for 14 years before I decided to quit and do my own thing.
Wow.
And I've been an entrepreneur for the past 7 years now. But I've always known that I'm going to be a business lady.
Okay.
Since I was growing up, my mom had a street vendor at home.
Okay.
And at home people would just come. In the olden days, you come and purchase maybe a quarter of a kg of sugar.
Yes.
And
The good old days, as they call them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who is always following the debts. Like I knew who owed my mom how much,
wow.
and I was always the one who was maintaining the accounts unaware.
I feel like people are probably like, where do I get your services? Because people need to follow up on people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was a little girl who was always up and about. And I would follow someone home and say, my mom said I should come and collect the money, even if my mother hasn't sent me to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was when I was about in junior school then, of course the business didn't work out, how our moms used to mix business and farming and being a family woman and everything else. So I then did my varsity like everyone else, and I was employed by the government.
Okay.
Since 2002, November 4th, I remember my first day at work.
Wow.
When I was told I'm going to earn a certain amount, I was very excited, and I thought, oh, this is the money that my parents will work for the whole year.
Wow.
So yeah, I was happy, and I worked in about 5 districts.
Okay.
I worked in Kanye, I've worked in Maputsani, I've worked in Gabs, of course, and I've worked in Maun and Gumare. Yeah, that's where my entrepreneurial journey started, in Gumare.
How did, because you're saying that you've always known that you're going to be in business, but even just taking that plunge, how was it? Like just now, because with entrepreneurship, you don't know, is it going to work?
Yeah.
Is it going to, and when it does work, you don't know when it's going to work,
And you don't know how it works.
how it works,
Yes, yes.
So how did you find that courage?
When I was still working for the government, I was a part-time business person.
Okay.
I had a smaller, there were those first phones that you put one bullion call.
Okay.
I was one of the first people to have a phone
Okay.
in front of the office where I was working.
Nice.
And I also sold my fresh and trashy in the
Okay.
mornings before I got to work. So I've always known that I wanted extra money because I like beautiful things. I wanted to look good all the time.
Yes.
So the money that I was getting there plus black tax
Yes,
wasn't
yes,
enough
yes.
for me, obviously. So I would want to make extra money all the time. So when I got to Gumare, my husband was also a business person. He's worked all his life, but at the same time, he also had side hustles that he was doing for most of his time. So when we got to Gumare, he quit his job to go there with me because I
Okay.
had a small baby. So when we got there, we thought of something to do, and eventually ventured into retail. So we
Okay.
had a small shop that was doing very well. After the shop did very well, we realized that it was bringing in like small monies. The output was not as good as we wanted it to be. So we want to do something else. So just one of the days we were traveling, we were going to Gabs, and I was even working at the time. And I was like, I think because I've seen people who are visiting us here for like supervisory visits into Gumare, they are really struggling with accommodation. So I think maybe let's find something, maybe 5 rooms or so, that we can accommodate people who come in the site, so that maybe we make extra income out of it. Then we purchased a plot, obviously from the process that we're getting from the shop. So we purchased a plot, and I started working on the business plan part-time after work. We want to put it that way. Hey? And it took me for about 6 months or so to finish up the business plan. And then I'm like, when I looked at it, I had a friend, I asked him, can you quantify this for me? And then he said, this is going to need like maybe 1.5 million. I'm
Whoa.
Like, where do I get that sort of money? It's like, no, it's going to need that kind of money, so you're going to have to look for 1.5 million. Then I started asking people around, what can I do? They said, oh, you can go to SEDA and ask for money from SEDA. And then as I was working on the business plan, I realized that if I'm to go and ask for money from SEDA, it's go big or go home. I need to do something that will really benefit me. So I need to maybe more rooms, or maybe a conference facility or something like that. So I started drafting my business plan for the now 10 rooms. Now I increased to 10 rooms, and then I did the business plan because I already had a plot in Gumare. So I did the business plan for 10 rooms. The day I submitted the business plan is the day I submitted my resignation letter.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
just by
the
faith.
Exact same day. I didn't even wait for SEDA to say we're going to give me money. And my colleagues came to me, what if you're not funded? What if you're not? I'm like, no, I'm sure I'm going to get this money, because if they refuse, they're going to have to give me a reason why. Because I did my research, I did my feasibility study, and everything was tallying. So I don't see a reason why I shouldn't. So when I quit, I think I submitted my business plan on the 15th of September 2016. I still remember that's the day I handed my resignation letter, and my last day of employment was 31 of December 2015. Sorry. So from the 1st of January 2016 up till August of 2016 is the time that SEDA took to come to my facility.
Wow.
So they took almost a year to come and do the inspections and everything else. So I understood, and I was lucky enough that I received my package around May from work. So we started the rooms. We didn't even have to wait for the home package to come. We started the rooms, started constructing the rooms. And by the time they came, we already had the walls up.
Oh, wow.
They were like, guys, this is really like motivating, and it's telling us that you are really into this. So we are going to hold your hands through the process, because now the money had run out.
Because I was going to ask that, like, because for some people to be like, oh, well, I guess you don't need the money. But like you're saying, for them it was a motivation to say these people are determined whether they get funding or not.
They were like, no, but you guys are really business people. We can see it from you, like you are really into this. So we're going to try to speed up whatever that has been delaying, because the back and forth, bring this tomorrow, the other day, bring this. It's not easy to get funding from SEDA, and people always say names work. I don't believe names work. I believe they want to give you money, just like your mom can just wake up in the morning and give you 10,000 without knowing what you're going to do with the money. So they need to know exactly your intentions with the money, so that you can pay the money back and help other people. So that's how it went about. And after we got funding, we finished up we were given a grace period of about 18 months before we started the repayments. And we started receiving our first, I think it was our first dispense on the 15th of November, somewhere there. But by April of 2017, we had completed the construction. So we had a grace period of about 12 months. Not paying SEDA at all, but the business was doing very well. We were at almost 85-90%. As new as we were at 90% occupancy. So we are always full.
Yeah.
Weekend or weekday, we always have people at the hotel.
And what would you accredit that to? Do you think like maybe your market, you had really good marketing strategies, or maybe recommendations? What would you, when you look back now, what do you feel has been, you know, maybe some of the highlights, or, you know, the greatest things that you did in terms of ensuring that the business does as well as it does?
I would like to think it's because in Gumare there was nothing at all.
Okay.
We were at an advantage because there was no accommodation facility. There was only 2 when we got there. And again, people like new things.
Yes.
Yes, they will obviously divert if there's something new in town. So there were only 2 hotels then. There was, there were just 2 guest houses. There was no hotel at all. So we just came in and we brought this beautiful product. It was fresh, it was cool, it was clean, it was modern. The finishing. You know how people always perceive the Botswana guest houses.
Yes.
They know when you flush, the thing comes back to you. So we tried to make everything like when you are at our hotel, you don't have to feel any difference whether you are in the well-known hotels or at our place. So we tried to make it as modern and as clean as possible. So people loved the place, honestly. So they always wanted to be there. So with those proceeds, we built a conference room out of the profits from the grace period. So the conference room also did very well. By the time we started paying CEDA, we had already put 10 more extra rooms.
My goodness.
Yes.
Y'all were on a roll.
In a space of a year, we had 22 rooms already built.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Yes. So the business did very well, and then COVID came. Everything was like back to zero. Yeah.
And what would you say was some of your greatest lessons from the COVID period? Because I've spoken to quite a number of entrepreneurs, and a lot of them have lived through that period. And you are in such a sensitive industry, the hospitality industry, the tourism industry. And at that time, everything dried up when it came to that. You know, what was that experience like?
It was for us because we are, I'm an accountant by profession, obviously. So I believe in savings.
Okay.
So we had a good saving at the time, and we were also assisted when those people were being quarantined at our hotel, because we had the other 10 rooms for quarantine.
Okay.
Because there were people who were still coming for support.
I see.
We were selling the other rooms, and then we were quarantining in the other 10. So sorry, the quarantine really helped because we got something out of it. And we didn't even put our staff on half salary, as much as we're getting the week subsidy.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, our staff was on full salary throughout. And we tried as much as possible to support them in how we wanted. For those who were sick, we'll buy them medications, we'll buy them fruits, take good care of them. So we felt COVID in the aftermath after COVID had gone. Now, because our savings had run out, we're like, now we are starting the business, but we don't have the resources to start business. But we were very fortunate because there was this industry support fund from NDB, so we managed to benefit from it. And we just woke up so fast and started running. We didn't even start by working. We started running and put 10 more rooms on.
Wow, so how many rooms in total do you have now?
We have about 33 rooms.
Wow.
Of course, the room number 33, it's for support.
Okay.
It's for maintenance, but we sell exactly 32 rooms.
I love that. So basically, when somebody comes to your hotel, they are pretty much guaranteed that they are going to find accommodation.
Obviously,
I've heard that people who have studied accounting, they tend to do really well in business. Is that something that you found to be true, And also, if somebody didn't study accounting, what are some of the things that they can do? Should every business person take an accounting course,
I think every business person should take an accounting course because there is profit and loss.
Yes.
Just the basic of accounting, to know how to manage your profit and loss account. If I had how much is output versus input.
Yes.
So that basic skill, even if it's not like a whole accounting course, the basic skill of how to handle your books or just the bookkeeping course. Yeah, it's very, very important because people people always say in Setswana,
Okay.
but what is moreko bringing from? How much is your expense out of moreko? If right now, let me give an example. At Chowy's Cafe, maybe we buy stock for 12,000 a day and sell 9,000. You know, because it's busy, people are coming in. People think we're making money, but we need to understand how much did you make at the end of the day versus what you spent. So I think bookkeeping is a basic for every person who is running a business.
And I'm very excited because you mentioned Chowy's Cafe, and you know that's a new development, and that's how you and I met. So I'm so grateful that we got to meet, and you know, it's for me it's always such a big deal to be able to meet like the founders of, you know, whatever it is, whatever institution. How did that come about? How did you come to deciding, you know what, we feel like we have reached a certain place with the business in Gumare, and now you are in Maun, you've started this. How were you sitting down one day and thinking, you know what, I want my footprint, my business footprint to be everywhere, all over Botswana? How did that process go about?
Yeah, like we have 2 hotels. Maybe I didn't mention we have the other one in Shaka.
My goodness.
We also have Makhavango Riverfront Resort in Shakawe. It's a very, very new baby. She's just 2 months old. But
you are busy. You and your husband are busy.
We are very busy.
Yes.
You know, our kids stay in Maun. They school in Maun. So obviously we are here on weekends. We are here from Friday, maybe Thursday up to Sunday or Monday. So we are in Maun during weekends. We were very idle, and I found it very disturbing for me that I can be sleeping the whole day and not doing anything. Because at the hotel we are busy. It's either there's a conference running or there's someone whose mother's broke her leg and you need to fill in for them.
There's just always something happening.
There's always something to do at the hotel. So on Saturdays, our hotels are not busy because we don't have activities yet, which we plan to introduce in the near future. Because, you know, if we had activities like maybe doing Zodilo Kuihaba or the swamps or something like that, we know people would come for activities. But because like 75% of our market is government and NGO, so they come during the week. So on the weekend, we are quiet. And we wanted Chowy's Cafe to fill that space because we know restaurants are busy on weekends. Yes. So we wanted to be here we want to be busy all the time. We wanted to be here on weekends so that we fill in at Chowy's Cafe. So Chowy's Cafe, the idea came about because I was feeling I'm too idle when I'm in Maun, and I don't have anything to do at all. Of course, I'm a student now. I also do school. I'm doing my master of business.
So you're just someone who loves to add the pressure on.
I'm doing my MBA now. Due to complete maybe in August.
Wow!
Willing,
all the best. All the best.
The dissertation will always humble you.
Yeah.
So and of course we wanted something to do when we were in Maun. So that's how Chowy's Cafe came about. And I was like, because I love food, I love experiencing new places, and I figured maybe I should just come up with something that will maybe excite me a bit, that I can try new things on.
Yeah. And I love it. So I've been there. It's a very beautiful space. Like again, like I said, that is, you know, it's very aesthetically pleasing. I love the fact that it opens quite early. What time do you open again?
7 a.m.
Imagine, you know, so on my way to work, someone is a coffee lover, I can just pass through there, grab my cup of coffee or even a very early breakfast. I love the fact that you have like your own make your breakfast. I can put it together and stuff. And you also close quite late,
10 p.m.
You know, so people who want to pass by after work. So you really do serve quite a good market there. You know, you mentioned that you work with your husband. How has that been like? You know, just I can imagine that you probably bring in different strengths to the businesses.
You know, even when we are constructing a new project, because we're always up and about. We love construction. Both of us love construction. I love interior design. My husband loves putting things together. After he's done, he's like, go in and put your chair there or whatever you want to put it. So he usually is there during construction for most of our projects, because we have quite a few projects that we've done together, like multi-residentials and both of our hotels. So he's the one who's responsible most of the time for the construction part, and I only come with the interiors and the paints, and so that's how how we blend each other in, and that's how we work together. He's a very patient man.
Wow.
And, you can imagine dealing with someone who claims to be a perfectionist, who always wants to have things done a certain way all the time. And also I have OCD, I don't want to see anything that is not putting, like, I can get frustrated because I feel that chair shouldn't be there, it should be somewhere else. So he puts up with a lot.
Wow.
And he's a very tolerant man. He's very patient. And also I like the fact that he knows when to give to give me space, and he knows when to let me make my mistakes. And he allows me to do it without judging me all the time. So he should say, okay, I told you so. after I've gone down the dish, but he's like, okay, let me let you out, but I told you. But I like that about him, that he's we've been together for quite some time, 17 years. Like,
oh my goodness, close to 2 decades. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. So we understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we always find a balance.
You're a good example of how it says 2 is better than 1.
I'm telling you. And he always fills in where I'm lacking, and I also feel him where he's lacking. So I think for most of the things that we've achieved together is just because of our partnership and our working relationship, that we understand each other that way.
I really love to hear that. And I've seen him around, haven't had much of a conversation with him yet, but I believe that maybe as time goes I'll get to meet him a bit more, maybe interview the both of you and also hear his side of the story.
Interviews. Just like me, I hate interviews.
But here you are doing it and looking lovely at it as well. Thank and doing you. Well. So, why entrepreneurship specifically, and do you find it to be fulfilling?
It's challenging. It's so fulfilling. It's challenging in a way that because in hospitality is a very sensitive, let me just say, it's a very, very sensitive industry to work in, and it's challenging a lot. You have to think most of the time, and in hospitality you can work with one person. It's a chain. You always have to work with more than 5 people to satisfy one person. So you need a housekeeper for the room, you need a chef for the food, you need a waitress for servicing, you need a front office for check-in, you need a manager for the general, you need everyone, you need a grounds person where the person is working. So it's just quite a lot of things to deal with, and satisfying, especially in Botswana, to satisfy a Botswana customer is very expensive. Emotionally. Not monetarily. Satisfying him, especially when people walk into our businesses, they always ask, who is the owner, who is the owner? If they realize the owner is a Motswana, they start scrutinizing every little detail. So they want to change this, don't put this here, don't do this, and it's emotionally challenging. A lot of Botswana give up because of the pressure that we get from people, that we need to maintain a certain image and to do things a certain way. So you end up giving up or giving in. But really pleasing the Motswana is very expensive emotionally. They really like bribe us.
Do you think it's something that we need to change in our mindsets, or maybe they are piggybacking off of past experiences, or what really needs to change when it comes to that, or what needs to happen?
It could be because of past experiences, of course, that they associate us with the mistakes that maybe business people, Botswana business people have done before us. But really, I think they should just give us a chance and let us prove. When I come up with a product, it's obviously me. It's me communicating to the world through the product that I'm serving the world with. So at the same time, I don't want, as much as it sounds rude, I don't want people inflicting their ideas onto me. It frustrates because it's not what you want.
To where it ends up becoming something completely different than what you
had
imagined.
And a lot of people have lost the direction of what they're going because they're being told, don't do this, do this. And sometimes my husband would say, one day you just sit down with this person and ask them, okay, where's your business and how did it sounds rude, but people don't know.
True.
They don't know what we need to endure to be where we are. It's a lot of work, and we are not just sitting, we are thinking as well. So we appreciate the advices, but at the same time, there's a certain customer who came and told me that I was at your hotel yesterday and I ordered food. My food was delayed. They had said the food was going to come in 30 minutes. The food came in almost an hour. So I'm just calling to tell you that I'm going to the hotel tomorrow. If they delay with my food again, tomorrow I'm never going to step my foot in your place ever again. So I had to call the hotel. Please, guys, make sure that when that guy comes. But it's something that can be corrected over the table. You could easily call a waitress and tell them that I don't want this and this. It's okay. It's allowed. Instead of calling me and putting the frustration on me that I have to tell the manager, to tell the waitress that tomorrow they shouldn't. We appreciate the feedback very much, trust me. But at the same time, we want them to give us a chance.
That there's a chain.
There's a chain of people. There was a lady who was at the restaurant earlier. I even told her, we were just having a conversation, that there's a certain way that I want my steak to taste, and because I'm not the one preparing the steak, the steak is being prepared by the chef, and on that particular day there might be something that they're missing in the ingredient, and for me to have that consistency all the time, I have to make sure that everything that he needs is there. That is my duty, to make sure. But how he prepares the steak again, because I'm not the one who is personally preparing the steak for you, it might not come as good as you want it to come. But I want you to give me a chance that I serve you with the steak that my chef is doing, and let's see where it goes from there. So it's challenging to be a business person in Botswana, especially because Botswana really doubt us. They don't.
There's a lot of scrutiny.
They don't believe that we can give them a good thing. They don't really.
And you're here to prove them wrong.
I am going to prove them wrong in so many ways. In everything that I lay my hands on, I'm going to make sure that because I'm also, a perfectionist. Like I was telling you, I want things to be done a certain way. So also I want my things to be done properly. So I'll try to make things as proper as possible so that they're comfortable and happy.
So in the past 7 years that you've been an entrepreneur, what would you say are some of the greatest lessons that you have learned?
How's patience, hey?
Okay. You're heading toward where your husband is.
I'm so patient, and I have become so patient and so tolerant, and I think my emotional intelligence as well has improved.
I love that. I love that.
It has really improved, and I believe from what I've learned from my mistakes, maybe as an entrepreneur, I'm going to take it as a lesson. For most of the things that I'm going to get into the future, because when you start a business as a person who is employed, you want to take the stress that you're getting from work and try to make your employees as comfortable as possible.
I see.
And you forget that you're spending money doing that, because there was something that was not making me happy at work. I don't want to inflict it into another person. I want them to be as comfortable as possible working for me. So at the same time, it's putting me in a big risk. So I realized that during my first year as an employer, my first 2-3 years as an employer, I took in my employees like they are a part of my family, like my kids, let me say. So that, because loyalty is not bought, it's you earn loyalty. So I wasn't quite happy with the way that some of them left the company when I had banked a lot on them. And I believed, if I can give them this, if I can give them that, if I can, can you believe some of them I paid with my own money for their driving school? They got driving licenses, which are things that I don't regret anymore, because I was trying to assist. And then after that, you get them maybe a smaller Yana car to move around. And then they just leave you. When somebody comes with an extra 500, they just go. So I believe, such things we should. They were when those people came up with those laws, they had gone through this. I had thought maybe, that's abuse when I was still employed. But I realized that when you're a business person, you need to be firm. You need to have your rules.
And your boundaries.
Clear, and when to do what and how all the time. Don't just walk like you're walking with your cousins. And those are people that you don't know.
Yeah.
And as much as you get attachments when you are working with them, but at the same time you have to be cautious of your heart not to be hurt.
Yeah. And then specifically the hospitality industry, you know, thank God we are post-COVID in a sense, you know. Maybe there's somebody who's sitting and thinking, I want to venture into that business. Is it different maybe even in terms of location, or location doesn't really matter, like which part of the world it is? What are some things that someone who wants to venture into that industry, what should they be thinking about?
You know, in Botswana, Botswana is not known in the world. I've been to a lot of international trade shows, tourism trade shows, and our country is not known at all. You know, when you are in the UK or you are in Dubai and you see Botswana, they're like, well, what? So a lot of businesses in Botswana, including the big hotels in Botswana, they rely on government.
Okay.
I'm seeing 80% of the hotels in Botswana, at least hotels in the villages or in the cities, they rely on government.
Yeah.
Except for those that are in the Okavango Delta.
Okay.
And you know, that is the niche of the market at the moment. So we need to get out and sell our country, for one. Number two, when you place your business, you need to put it in a place where you know you can beat the competition. When I got to Gumare, I found the two hotels that I was talking about. The hotels now, they were guest houses then. They were roofed in corrugated iron sheets, and Gumare is very hot.
Yeah.
So I realized that they are spending a lot on water bills. They're spending a lot on electricity. So when we got to Gumare, the first thing that we did, we dug a borehole so that we save on water. It's in the outskirts. For you to get green salad, you need to come to Maun. So for extra comfort, I need to make a saving the other side so that I can do a nice thing on the other hand.
Yeah.
So if I save electricity, maybe I save water bill, I know I can use the money to get clean veggies in Maun. Yeah.
Okay.
So I also had to cut on electricity. I put solar panels.
Wow. Okay.
And also I put thatch so that my own conditioning doesn't cost me much on service.
Wow.
So because if it's corrugated iron sheets, it becomes very hot. So your air conditioner, it works
over time.
Yes. So if it's thatch is cool, then your air conditioner works sluggish, slowly. So then you make a saving on electricity, of course. Yeah. So I had to we had to sit down with my husband and try to curb the other extra costs so that we can make our guests comfortable. Maybe we can get them things that they think that are found in Maun and Gaborone, we can manage to bring them.
You really put a lot of thought into this thing.
Of course. As you work into it, you know, you realize where the gap is.
Yeah, because the reason I'm saying that is that, you know, there is going into business to make a profit, which you should, because business, that's what you're trying to do.
Yes.
But then also realize that it's those little things, you know, for your that business as well as for the client's comfort as well.
And people overlook those things a lot. And, you know, you end up, because you went to the person claimed they paid 1,000 to get me 500, my room costing 450, so I have a 50 plus saving. I can go and buy a Mercedes Benz. You know, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You know, you need to know what that 50 pule can go a long way.
Yes.
If you are planning around it, and if you really know what the clients are expecting from you, because, you know, like I was mentioning earlier, hospitality is a very, very sensitive. You are letting someone in who left their comfortable houses to come and sleep at your place.
Yes.
So you have to make sure that they feel the comfort that they're used to from their homes, or even if it's something extra on top, you need to make them as much comfortable as possible. So we forget that, and, you know, sensitive things like linen, you know, your linen has to look the part. It has to be as clean as possible all the time. There are people who don't mind whether the room had bugs or what, but there are people who are very, very specific to detail. They want their linen to be in a certain way. Even if, no matter how much you've worked hard ironing it, they'll tell you there's a wrinkle there. So it's a very, very, you need to make everything perfect all the time. So that's things that we overlook. We think, if it's linen, I have linen, I can put linen. But then the details in the linen, that one line wrinkle can chase a customer away. So those are the little details that we pay attention to when we're in the hospitality industry, yes.
So Chowy, when you and your husband are sitting and, just conversing about your businesses, what do you say is the contribution that you wish to make in the entrepreneurship space as well as the hospitality space? Because even with the cafe, it still is a form of hospitality as well, and tourism, What do you imagine? What do you want to contribute to this space in Botswana and I guess in the world as well?
I guess I'm just going to put my foot where people thought Botswana can never put their foot.
Ooh, put it right here.
We're having a very big upcoming project in Maun. I'm going to reveal this on camera because it's not a secret. I think by the end of the year we'll be starting to construct one of our hotels here.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I just got chills. Yeah.
It's around 80 rooms. It will be the first hotel with a lift in Maun.
Okay. You see the little things, the little details. Wow.
And we had our other competitor also is planning on a convention center, but our hotel also has a convention center. So we are working on it and hoping, God willing, that maybe we'll start construction by the end of the year. The paperwork. I always tell people, in Botswana you need to be really patient with paperwork because again, if we have traveled to other countries, you realize it's very important that we maintain those rules here in Botswana about paperwork. Yeah. Because if you go to other countries, you realize anyone can sell anything anyhow. Even if you are to sell a human being, you won't get arrested in other countries. But in Botswana here, it's clean. Everything it's out there for everyone to know that for the process. We have to follow this procedure. Yeah. There is no one who can take shortcuts, Like you can't just sell meat on the streets like you can see in other countries. Yeah. So I believe the paperwork is the one that is taking it, when you want to do a project, you already see it operating. You already see it
You're excited.
I already see myself pacing up and down in the passages. But I'm gonna have to be patient. Yeah. My dream is to be a good example for a girl child in Botswana to see that it's possible. That. When I got that space in the mall, people were like, this mall is expensive, you can't manage, you're going to close down in 3 months. I'm like, no, I won't close down. If it means me buying and selling and then I'll start getting profits by the end of the year, then be it.
So be it,
we need to understand that as much as a child is born, they need to be babysitted until they're able to walk on their own, to run on their own. You start by crawling and then you walk and then you run. So in Botswana, the moment you start crawling or you start teething, people are already impatient and they want to close up, they want to lock the doors. So it's just holding on. As long as you can be able to pay the rent, then hold on. And marketing, it doesn't mean that if you market your project today, people are going to come the following day. It's take a bit of time. Like as much as Chowy's Cafe is a small restaurant, we also need to market it internationally. When people are coming to Botswana, they're going to the Delta, they need to know they can pass by Maun and grab a cup of coffee. For me to do that, I need to work with agents who are going to bring buses to my place. Those little details that we need to take care of before we can we can bring but that's just about it. I really want to make my mark, and I really want to prove to myself that I can do things that I never thought I can do. Because I have always thought that there are certain things for certain people, and those people now are tired. Renowned business people in we can see now that they're dragging, they're old. So because we believe those things are for them, now we can't even do anything for ourselves. So we might as well just pull our socks. Yeah.
Well, that was lovely. And I think in closing, I want people to be able to know, tell us about your businesses, where they are found, what they do.
Yes. In Gumare, we have Makhwabangwa Luxury Inn. It's a hotel with 33 rooms, a conference room seating 90 people.
Okay.
We have garden chalets and deluxe suites and executive. We call them luxury suites at Makavango, because when you walk in there, you find a bottle of wine inside or champagne when we are happy.
Yeah.
We also have a very nice swimming pool, 9 by 10 meters, which is quite big.
Yeah.
And and we have big ambience, garden space, a very beautiful lobby. So when you're in Makavango, I show you a home. And we have Chowy Riverfront Resort. We call it Makavango Riverfront Resort.
And how do you spell that?
Makavango. It's Makavango.
Okay.
So it's Makavango, yes.
All right, nice.
Yeah. So in Chowy it's just 12 rooms for now. But we are planning on expanding to 30 rooms and a conference room.
Okay.
Not this year, obviously.
Yeah, you have quite a number of things to take care of this year.
Yeah, and obviously a very nice lobby, a big lobby, and it's a riverfront.
Yeah.
So you are sure of your hippos, your elephants, drinking water when you are relaxed on the day. But we don't have activities yet. We are planning on activities like maybe doing Zodilo, the river walks. We have very nice river banks there with very thick bush. The bush walks, the river walks, and of course we have our sunset menu, the dinners in the river by the river bank. But obviously we're going to be putting a lot of effort into changing that into very nicely packaged products. Okay. So that Botswana can enjoy them on the other side.
All right.
Yeah. And of course the new baby Chowy's Cafe in Maun. We sit 30 people, 12 inside and about 18 outside. Okay. It's a very, very small space. Hoping, because the idea was just the corner coffee shop, your grab and go kind of thing, but now it looks like people like spending the whole day there.
Some of us need work and Wi-Fi and everything.
Yeah. So we love having people around anyway. So yeah, it's very new. We opened on the 23rd of December. And it's just about 3 weeks old now, but she's doing very well. Yeah, I think she'll be teething in a week's time.
Oh yes,
so so that's just about it. We have also an office complex in Gumare. Okay, we call it Road View Office Complex, where you rent your Sprint Couriers and more central loans that there. It's about 5-6 offices. All right. With hair salons inside and everything else. And our other projects are basically just multi-residential, stay and there for school fees, obviously. So yeah, we have a home in Maun, and we also have a home in Gabs and a home in Maitengwe. Yes.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Chowy. Really appreciate it. Like I usually say, I love practicality, and that's exactly what you shared today. Thank you for opening up your heart and for being that example that you said you want to be. I know maybe in your mind you're thinking in the future. No, you already are doing it right now. I know that somebody will be sitting and listening and just really much inspired, and maybe someone who's wanting to venture into what it is that you have ventured into. So thank you and your husband for making the mark that you're making. Thank you for showing us the way, and thank you for giving us beautiful places to go and chill at. I should go with my friends, with my loved ones to Chowy Gumare, knowing there's a place to go to there. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes. Have a nice day.
Thank you. That was Business Unearthed today, sitting with the lovely Mrs. Chowy, telling us all about her business ventures. I trust that you're inspired. I know that I definitely was. And do give it a visit. I know Kababui Buso, during the Passover holidays, during December, we need places to go to, and it's definitely the place to come. The Ngami land, the Northwest District, has so much in store for us. And we have Mrs. Chowy, who's also making her contribution. Like I said, I hope that you're inspired, and do leave us a comment. Do go ahead and subscribe, and also like, and also share this video. Maybe there's someone that would actually benefit from what we learned here today. These are real people with real stories, and enjoy. We'll see you again next time.